Before we begin to share with you all of the wonderful content from all of the places we were able to visit in Turkey, I wanted to give you a little overview of Turkey as our starting point. When we think of modern Turkey, or Turkiye as it is now called, versus the territory of Asia Minor, as it was called in ancient times, it is a bit of a misnomer. While we are in modern times, and certainly many of the cities are incredibly modern and forward designed, there is still much of rural Turkey today that is living an old world lifestyle, and it is wonderful to experience. Starting with Istanbul, the city straddles the Bosphorus Strait where Europe and Asia meet. Much of the city has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site for sites such as Hagia Sophia Cathedral, Topkapı Palace, and Sarayburnu, which dates to 6600 BC. With almost 16 million people, it is not only one of the oldest cities in the world, but it is the largest in Europe. It also hosts the world's oldest shopping mall, the Grand Bazaar, which opened in the year 1461 and has 4,000 shops covering over 61 streets. Istanbul has moments of chaos, as does any large city. But when you slip away from the tourist spots, you will find there are areas of old world charm you can't find anywhere but where the old world still exists. As you leave Istanbul and travel outward, you will find many large cities such as Izmir, Denizli, Bursa, Ankara. The list goes on. However, it's the smaller cities and rural communities where you begin to see the country and meet the people who are so proud of their history and heritage. It has not been an easy history, but the country is filled with the ancient ruins of what once was a collection of the most beautiful, wealthy, and modern cities in the ancient world. In our travels, we met amazing people, from a cowherder named Ephraim, who was herding his cows through the middle of the ruins of Miletus, a shop owner in Bergama, just outside the ancient site of Pergamum, who had wonderful insights of people and culture, and some amazing carpet as well. A high-level government official who helped us translate at the ancient site of Sardis. And then we ran into at a restaurant later that night, 2 hours away. He invited us to his table for tea and introduced my husband to Uzo, affectionately called man's milk, and all the independent hotel and restaurant owners from where we stayed and ate. As we traveled the country, we were delighted to see farmers and tractors pulling their trailers filled with their family members who were working the farmland. As you watched them, you felt like you were transported somewhere in time as little kids happily wave to you as little kids around the world are prone to do, without a care in the world. We enjoyed the craftsmanship of the handmade textiles from artisans who are sadly a dying breed, as is the case in most of the world. We met a fellow YouTuber, Junior, a Haitian English teacher who happened to be filming at Ephesus in the same way that we were that day. Together, we shared our love of the Bible and discussed Paul's time in Ephesus. While at Ephesus, we met some jewelry shopkeepers who were kind enough to help us order in Turkish for an ice cream and a much-needed strawberry slushie on a very hot day. In slight desperation to make a living, as Turkey is in a serious financial crisis at the moment, one of the jewelry artisans who sublet space from the jewelry shop, a space that amounted to a tray about the size of 6 inches by 18 inches, very sweetly did his best to interest us in his handmade jewelry with the wonderful benefits of Cooper, which took me several minutes to finally realize he was talking about copper. The trip, which we will be sharing with you over the next several months, was full of memorable moments from beautiful people that were welcoming. Not because we had money to spend in their country, though they appreciated that. The hospitality was well beyond what I've experienced anywhere else in the world. So much so that on a 97-degree day, sitting in a shop with no air conditioning, I happily drank hot tea in the middle of the afternoon because it was offered to me as we discussed politics and culture. Before we left on this trip, I was asked many times where we were going, and I responded, Turkey. And I was met with a lot of dumbfounded responses. So I hope this helps to show why this is a country that is worth the time to experience. It is full of warmth, and I look forward to sharing with you the history that remains in their incredible archaeological sites that are a treasure for the world.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye, sweetie.